Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? Well, before we get started, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, please do so. All the information you're going to need is in the description box below, okay? So you can email me or Trish, okay? And we'll get you set up right away, all right? Also, if you have any information that you would like to highlight in our newsletter, like videos or news links, or if you're a veteran or you have a veteran in your family or a veteran that's a friend that you would like highlighted, or even your pet that you would like highlighted, okay? Or recipes or prepping tips and tricks, please email me or Trish and we'll make sure to get that in their newsletter for December or even January, okay? So, get your coffee, maybe some chocolate, because you just never know with me or what's going on in the world. So there's a few things that I would like to talk about today, okay? So get ready. So I've talked about this woman before. You know her from what I describe as Yellen the Felon. I'm just saying. So Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned that Potato, his $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, could raise the debt limit on December 15th. Okay? So she said, while I have a high degree of confidence that Treasury will be able to finance the U.S. government through December 15th and complete the Highway Trust Fund investment, she said. And this was said in a letter to Congress, okay? There are scenarios in which Treasury would be left with insufficient remaining resources to continue to finance the operations of the U.S. government beyond this date. So here we go, okay? Now, my question would be this. The U.S. government is a very large thing, and there's a lot of departments when it comes to the U.S. government, okay? And my husband happens to work for the U.S. government. He works for Homeland Security. He's an officer for Homeland Security. So are we going to go through this again? Are we going to go through these officers and the civilian employees once again having to go to work without getting paid again? Yellen the Felon. Are we going to go through this again? Patches, can you answer that question for Daddy, please? Is Daddy going to get his paychecks, or is he going to go to work without getting paid again? You know what I mean? Patches, can you answer that question? Because this is a serious concern. Because once again, right before the darn holidays, it's like it's a game. That's what this is. It's a game to them. Because it doesn't really affect them, so what the hell do they care? It's not affecting their pockets, their wallets, their pocketbooks. What do they care? It's not their mortgage that's going to go into default, or their electric that's going to get turned off, or their water that's going to get turned off, or their food that's not going to get put on the table every night for dinner, or their children that's going to go without. They don't care. It's like a smack in the face. So, as an officer's wife, but not just that, the military. So as a Marine mom as well, I want to know. And a lot of you are military families as well. A lot of you are either civilian employees of the government or government employees, federal employees, federal officers. And I know this, and I'm not going to say your names, but I know this because you've told me. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? Yelling the felon? It's disheartening, is it? You know, I mean, I don't want to get pissy. I don't want to start yelling. I don't want to get upset, but damn it. So Yellen's December 15th deadline is just days after her initial, December 3rd prediction for the debt limit. And she says, in my October 18th letter to you, I noted that the recent $480 billion increase in the debt limit provided a high degree of confidence that Treasury would be able to finance the U.S. government through December 3rd of 2021. Some Senate Republicans sided with Senate Democrats in October to proceed with the $480 billion short-term boost to the debt limit. The U.S. government will default on its obligations if the debt limit is reached. Yellen's change in date is influenced by payment obligations the United States has under Potato's recently passed infrastructure bill. Now, the president signed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which appropriates $118 billion for the Highway Trust Fund, right? Under 26 U.S.C. 9601, these funds must be transferred into the Highway Trust Fund within 1 month after enactment of legislation. And the transfer will be completed on December 15th. Promptly thereafter, the funds will be invested in non-marketable Treasury securities, subject to the debt limit. Now, Yellen, ensured Congress would be kept up to date on any new information due to the unavoidable variability of the federal government's cash flow. Will they really, though? In all aspects, or just what they want them to know? Just saying. Now, Yellen urged Congress to raise or suspend the debt limit immediately. To ensure the full faith and credit of the United States, it is critical that Congress raise or suspend the debt limit as soon as possible, she said. Are you just looking out for our well-being? Or are you looking out just for yours? Now, along with the, here we go, the Federal Reserve, because you know them, they always have our best interest at heart, don't they? Jerome Powell, just ask Trish about him. Yeah, and other economists, Yellen warns that a default could damage U.S. credibility, increase borrowing costs, and lead to a recession. Really? Because we already know that. Why don't you tell us something we don't know? Why don't you? Try your hand at it, Janet Yellen, the felon. Why don't you try that? Because I guarantee you, none of us are going to be surprised with anything that comes out of your mouth. I'm getting pissy. And I need to stop. I need to take a breath. Because every time I talk about anything financial, especially when it comes to the government, it like flips a switch. And why? Because of Sean and because of Andrew. You know, I mean, if you're new here, you don't know who Sean and Andrew are. Sean is my husband and Andrew is my son. And you know, when I tell you, it kills me. It kills me, man. It really does. You know, I mean, it's not And I know it's going to affect every single one of you as well. You know what I mean? I mean, this is not something that any of this should be taken lightly. None of it. None of it. I mean, Andrew, I mean, yeah, okay, he's got a job, okay, outside of the Marine Corps. He really does. Okay. So, I mean, he's fine. But Sean? No. Because he doesn't have time. And plus, he would still have to go to work while not receiving a paycheck. I mean, this is... All right. I'm getting away from it. I'm getting away from it because my blood pressure is going up and I can feel it. So anyway, moving on before I really get pissy. So this article was sent to me, and if you shop at Albertsons, my closest Albertsons is like 45 minutes away. So this is not really going to affect me, but if they bring in Albertsons here, it will affect me. But if you shop at Albertsons, listen to this. At the Albertsons store in Eagle, Idaho, okay, shoppers are trying out a new technology that could mark a significant change to the in-store shopping experience, which is called a high-tech cart. I wouldn't put my hands on this damn thing even if you paid me. I'm just saying. So the shopping cart is a fundamental part of the experience of going to the grocery store and has been for decades. But other than a place for little ones to sit, the invention hasn't changed much over the decades. Now, Seattle-based startup Veeve, and that's Veeve, and Boise-based Albertsons companies hope to change that. And Albertsons is trialing Veeve's all AI-powered, so you know not to touch this shit, right? AI-powered shopping cart complete with a large iPad-style screen, scale cameras, and other gadgets designed to transform the shopping experience. No thanks. Now, Veeve CEO Sharik Siddiqui, Siddiqui, said the carts bring benefits both to customers and retailers like Albertsons. Yeah, what benefits? It's all about how you enhance the in-store experiences and merge online and offline experiences. That's where Amazon is spending most of its capital dollars. Large traditional grocery retailers like Albertsons have been working to adapt and transform how consumers buy groceries rapidly. As Boise Dev, that's Boisedev, has reported, Albertsons has launched a flurry of tech-based initiatives, from delivery robots to automated grocery kiosks to a partnership with Google. Delivery robots? What the hell? So his product brings in a bit of the Amazon Go No Checkout store model to traditional retailers. The Veeve cart, which is being trialed by Albertsons in Pleasanton, California, as well as Eagle, it allows customers to scan groceries as they go and check out without even visiting a kiosk. But this guy says it's more than a self-checkout on wheels. You can read the rest of this. Nay, nay. Nay, nay. Don't touch it. Don't even get an idea. Don't touch it. Anyway. So, this next thing was sent to me, and when I read like the title, I was like, you know, it's one of those. And this has to do with Austria, and this was brought up in last night's live. The Australian government will make a determination on the 2-tier lockdown system on Sunday, so tomorrow, okay? Chancellor Alexander Schallenberg said on Friday. He added that the decision will be made following meetings with governors of Austria's 9 provinces. Upper Austrian Governor Thomas Stelzer has already sought permission from the government to lock down his province on Monday onwards. The area is currently recording more cases than any other province in a situation Stelzer describes as dramatic. Whoa. The idea of a nationwide lockdown exclusively targeting the you know what I'm talking about, right on, was first floated by the government in September and designed to enter effect when 30% of ICU beds became occupied by Rona patients. Whoa. Okay. If I speak on this, I can get in trouble. So the link will be in the description box below. Okay, you guys can read that. But that's a scary thing for Austria. You guys, you know, reach out to me. All right. Tell me what's going on. Okay, if you live in the province that is being affected. Okay, and let me know, you know, if you want to report on anything, on what's going on in your area, and I will get it out. You know me, I will always get the truth out, okay? So this came in, okay, about spices. And you know that as preppers and our prepper pantries, okay, spices are a large part of prepping when it comes to our food, okay? Why? Someone had said to me, I don't want to prep white rice because it's bland. Stop right there. Stop right there. Do you understand that 20-pound bag of white rice that you can buy at Sam's Club or Costco or BJ's or whatever the case may be, wherever you shop, can literally save you from starving? Okay. Do you know salt, pepper, and butter will literally transform the taste of that bland white rice? Okay, so it may be bland, but get some soy sauce. All right. I mean, I'm just putting it out there, okay? Get your spices, all right? If you are a picky eater, okay, we always, in the prepper community, we have a saying, only prep what you eat, all right? But if white rice, you just don't want to buy it because it's bland, salt, pepper, and butter, man, okay? End of story. Now, if you're, you know, when we say only prep what you eat, that means if you will literally throw up at the sight of Spam, don't buy it. All right? Like me. Like Jason over at the Angry Prepper. You know, I mean, if you will literally gag and say, I would rather eat grass than eat Spam, that's what we're referring to when we say only prep what you eat. Okay, but if it's because it's just too bland for you, guess what? That's not an excuse to not buy white rice. All right. There are ways around things, my friends. There are ways around things. All right. We need to get our pantries up to par. Okay. If you feel that you don't have enough, guess what? Get your heinies out to that damn store. All right. Get the basics. Rice, beans, oatmeal. Okay. Instant mashed potatoes. All right. Even though you're not going to eat them right now. Okay. But guess what? In an SHTF situation, and there is nothing on those shelves at the grocery store, those instant mashed potatoes are going to taste mighty fine, aren't they? That white rice is going to taste like $1 million meal, isn't it? Just saying. So, with that, talking about spices, let's get into our spice prepper pantry, okay? Because we need to start checking our labels, all right? So, it's no secret that some spices have serious health benefits. We know this, okay? Like, especially like turmeric, garlic, okay? And it, honestly, it'll turn any meal into like, you know what I mean? So, Consumer Reports have tested bottles of 126 dry herbs and spices for the presence of arsenic, lead, cadmium, mercury, and salmonella. The assorted spices included multiple brands of basil, black pepper, chili powder, coriander, cumin, curry powder, garlic powder, ginger, oregano, paprika, saffron, sesame seed, thyme, turmeric, and white pepper. While none of the bottles tested positive for mercury or salmonella, several bottles had concerning levels of heavy metals. All right. Now, those finding may especially concern those who cook for young children. Okay. Now, any amount of cadmium, lead, or arsenic is toxic to children's brains, okay? Now, while it's not feasible to eat a completely contaminant-free diet, those cooking for children may want to stick to spices to this list that is in this article, okay? That's why I always leave the links in the description box so you can have your resources, so you can go back and say, that's where that information is, all right? And the spices that are in this list are what are free of heavy metals, okay? Now, I will leave this link, okay? These are things that we have to keep up on, all right, guys? We have to keep up on it. There is no such thing as being lackadaisical when it comes to our health, when it comes to prepping, when it comes to anything in life anymore. We have to be on our toes. All right. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless.